Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a chapter that I think is one of the most important in your entire civics book, Outcomes of Democracy. So let's just jump right in and make this super, super simple for you. Okay, let's be honest. Is this the most confusing chapter in civics? I bet a lot of you are nodding your heads right now. You read the whole thing, and at the end, you're just scratching your head thinking, wait, what did I even learn? If that's you, don't worry. You're in exactly the right place. Our mission today is to make this crystal clear. I promise. Here's the thing you need to get right away. This chapter is different. It's not about facts. It's not about remembering who did what or when. It's all about judging an idea. Yeah, we're basically putting democracy on trial. We're asking, hey, this idea sounds great, but how does it actually work in the real world? So this is a thinking chapter, not a memorizing one. So here's our game plan. Think of it as our mission to crack the democracy code. Step 1, we'll tackle the big question. Why is democracy considered better in the first place? Step 2, we'll look at its report card. How does it actually perform? And step 3, we'll give our final verdict. Is it really worth it? Let's get started.
All right, section 1. So how do we even start judging democracy? I mean, to say something is good, you need to compare it to something else, right? It's like, how do you know your phone is good? You compare it to other phones. Same logic here. We're going to see if democracy is better than the alternatives.
Okay, let's put them side by side. Democracy versus dictatorship. A dictator can snap his fingers and a decision is made. Super fast, right? Efficient. But are people going to accept that decision? Maybe not. Now look at democracy. Oh man, it can be slow. There are debates, negotiations, arguments. It can take a long time. But, and this is a big but, the decision that comes out is usually better. And because people were part of the process, they're more likely to accept it. Okay, everyone, pens out, ears open. This is your 5-point answer. I'm telling you, this is a sure shot 5-mark question for your exam. Why is democracy better? 1, it promotes equality. 2, it enhances the dignity of the individual. 3, it improves the quality of decision-making. 4, it provides a way to resolve conflicts. And 5, and this one is so important, it allows room to correct mistakes. Think about it. If we mess up and elect a bad leader, we get a chance to fix it in the next election. That's huge. So on paper, democracy is fantastic. It's the best. But is it perfect in practice? Let's be real for a second. Does it always work out the way it's supposed to? And this, my friends, is where things get complicated. This is the big dilemma.
And this quote from your textbook just nails it. Democracy is seen to be good in principle, but felt to be not so good in its practice. Read that again. It's brilliant. We all love the idea of democracy, right? The principles are amazing. But then we look at the reality, the day-to-day practice, and we feel, this isn't so great. This feeling, this gap between the idea and the reality is the core of this whole chapter.
Okay, let's get into the details. Section 2, the political outcomes. This is the first part of democracy's report card. What can we and what should we expect from it on the political front? There are 3 words you absolutely have to know here. First up, accountable government. What does accountable even mean? Think of it this way. The government is answerable to us, the citizens. Why? Because we elected them. They work for us. So if they make a decision, we have every right to ask them, hey, why did you do that? They have to explain themselves. They are accountable. Number 2, a responsive government. This one is pretty straightforward. A responsive government responds. It listens to the people. It has to pay attention to the needs, the demands, and the expectations of the public. It can't just put its fingers in its ears and ignore everyone. It has to be attentive. And the third key term, legitimate government. Why is a democratic government legitimate? Because it's the people's own government. We chose it. We elected it. So we accept its authority. It might be slow, it might not be perfect, but at the end of the day, it's ours. And that's what makes it legit. All right, moving on to section 3. Now this is where things get a bit tricky. The economic reality check. Let's talk about money, economic growth, and poverty. Here, the report card for democracy starts to look a little more mixed. So check this out. This might actually shock you a little. If you look at the economic growth rates between 1950 and 2000, dictatorships actually did slightly better than democracies. I know, right? This makes a lot of people wonder, wait a minute, is democracy bad for the economy? But hold on. Before you jump to any conclusions, that's not the whole story. An economy is a super complex machine. You can't just say, oh, it's a democracy, that's why growth is slow. It's not that simple. I mean, think about it. Economic growth depends on a ton of other things, like the country's population size, what's happening in the global situation, cooperation from other countries, and the economic priorities the country sets for itself. When you factor all of that in, the difference in growth rates between democracies and dictatorships is tiny, almost nothing. So here's the bottom line on the economy. Democracy gives us political equality, one person, one vote. In the political world, we are all equal. But, and this is a big one, it does not guarantee economic equality. You still have this huge gap where a very few super rich people have most of the money and a lot of people are still poor. That's a big failure, or at least a big challenge for democracies. Okay, now for Section 4, social harmony and dignity. And let me tell you, this is where democracy really, really shines. This is where it leaves all other forms of government in the dust. This is about how we manage to live together. Democracy's greatest strength is its ability to accommodate social diversity. Just think about a country like India. So many languages, so many religions, so many cultures. How does a country like that not just explode? The answer is democracy. It's like its superpower. It gives everyone a voice so we can handle our differences and conflicts without tearing each other apart. A dictator just pushes those problems under the rug, and you know they're going to explode later. And this brings us to dignity and freedom for all. This is the heart of it, isn't it? Democracy promotes respect for every single person. It has strengthened the claims of disadvantaged groups, women, discriminated castes, to fight for equal status. The fight might be long and hard, sure, but the crucial thing is that in a democracy, you have the right to have that fight. You can stand up and demand your rights. Okay, so we've looked at the political, the economic, and the social report cards. We've seen the good, the bad, and the complicated. So what's the final verdict? What's the bottom line? And here it is. This is probably the most important sentence in the whole chapter. Democracy is just a form of government. It can only create conditions for achieving something. You see, democracy isn't a magic wand. You can't just wave it and expect poverty or corruption to disappear. What it does is, it creates the conditions. It sets the stage for us to solve those problems. And that means the ball is in our court. The citizens have to take advantage of those conditions and achieve those goals. See, the government can give you a right, but you have to be aware of it and use it. The success of democracy doesn't just depend on the leaders. It depends on us, the people. So I want to leave you with this question. Democracy provides the stage. It gives you the microphone, it turns on the lights, but you are the one who has to perform. The question isn't, is democracy good or bad? The real question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you ready to play your part?